Welcome into Inside the Line. This week, episode 117. Truth be told. And truth be told, I don't remember the title of this episode, so I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm sure when we get into it, I'll recall everything, but right now, the title's not jotting anything down. So let's just jump right into it and see what we can see, huh? All right, let's see what we got here. This.
Hey, honey, Hugh Grant has.
I'm in.
Okay, well, Alex has a cello lesson at 11 and junior congress at noon.
Doesn't she also have
Orange
no
juice,
boys
both
at Forever?
Greek and a fake mill.
Yeah, anyway, we could see the 4 or the 6:20.
Oh, actually, that's no good. I'm meeting my friend Denise for a drink.
Denise? Do I know Denise?
Yeah, you know my old girlfriend.
Oh my God, gross! I
Is
can't
this,
even picture you with a woman.
Thank you.
You had a girlfriend before Mom?
Tried to.
Tried
Trust me, I had plenty of fun in my time. And then I met your mom.
And thank you.
So.
All right, so the yogurt. Notice how he doesn't rip the full top off like a normal person would do. You rip the top off, throw it away. This one he just peels back because it's a quicker and easier reset. It's easy for me to flip it back over and stick it, and then if I need to, I can put a slight bit of sticky tape around the edges so that it looks like it's peeling back if we get a good shot of that. But that's why he doesn't rip the top off, because it's an easier reset for me just to fold it back over than it would be for us to have 12 or 15 Greeked ones, which later on we probably do. But for now, in these early seasons, we didn't send them out. You have to send them out to either get professionally labeled, which is expensive for a first year show. So that would happen later. So quick fix is just don't peel it off, and then I can just reseal it, and we can use one over and over again. And if he eats a lot and I need to put stuff in there, I can just pour it in.
So, I guess she travels around selling makeup for a cosmetics company. She's in town.
Did you pack the bread for the ducks?
Yes.
Not the whole wheat kind. The ducks don't like that.
They're ducks, Mitchell. They don't
That way
care.
we have
We both believe that animals should play a big part in
doggy
Lily's
hanging out
life.
the front. That
Having
way we
grown
can
up
see
on a
that
farm,
we have
I
doggy.
was surrounded by them. They were more like brothers and sisters.
It's a real picture of Eric,
livestock.
straight off the farm. We talked before how you sometimes just get pictures from your cast as your show progresses. And yeah, these are just gems. His and Jesse's both were great stuff that we ended up putting in and around the house as well. But look how great that picture is.
Delicious brothers and sisters.
Life on a farm, they know what they're getting into.
Yeesh.
Yeesh.
Oh, it's the office.
Don't answer it.
I have to.
It's like this every Saturday. Just ignore it.
So maybe it's not that this time.
All right, so you'll notice the older phones. We gave each person a different looking phone those first season, or different looking, if they're at least families. Maybe they're the same types, but different colors and stuff like that. And then as later seasons progressed, we just got iPhones, and literally everybody had an iPhone with a different case on it.
Hello? Oh.
Oh, this is Shel Silverstein.
That's nice. Holy. Shell? You all right, buddy? Oh, hell.
Oh, that's great. It's a great job. That would probably have been a special effects guy. Special effects would have came in and either when he hung it, was holding on to whatever it was that he hung it on to give it some strength, and then let go, and that would be what makes it fall. You could also tug it with a piece of mono, but that seems a little too complicated. I think you hang it on there. You can either also, the other trick is use a magnet. You can put a hanger up on this side that has a magnetic piece here, and then a magnet with a little grasp on this side. And when somebody hangs it, then you pull that magnet away, and the whole thing falls.
Oh, there's...
What? How?
I was down here reading the paper and I heard this commotion up in your room, so...
Does he put up a
naturally,
fight?
I go running up there. And this mangy raccoon had busted through your screen. He must have scampered up to where Shell was. By the time I walked in, he had a little bastard hit him by the neck, shaking him, gravel's flying everywhere. He didn't even flinch. He just stared at me with that smug look and then bolted. If only I'd have got here earlier.
All right, recreating the crime scene. It's a good thing I have a degree in criminal justice because this was right up my alley. Everything was written in the script. What we had. So I left everything in evidence. Obviously, up in the top right corner, you can see the bird that he used to make the footprints, the gravel, but it was all written out in the script. I don't think there was anything that I had to come up with on my own. Both in the words and in the stage directions, which is not it's not common, it's not uncommon. It can go either way. There's a lot of times would be in comedy where it says and there a stage murder scene takes place, and then they go straight into dialogue, and it's up to us to kind of figure out, well, okay, how did he stage this scene? Or a lot of times it's spelled out, and this was one of those times that was spelled out for old Shell. Also, you probably, if you remember Manny's room at all, you'll remember this is the first time that Shel Silverstein or an aquarium ever shows up. That was never in his room before. I don't think we were. Have we been in his room very much though? I mean, we've been in there when we were doing the fan, so it would have been somewhere in evidence in there. But yeah, these are also how shows get written too, where it's just like, hey, this week Manny has a turtle, and so you just put stuff in the room, and now Manny has had a turtle through the run of the show. Because if he hasn't had it for a very long time, then he hasn't had a long enough time to get attached to it, and then what's the point?
Thanks. So how are we gonna do this?
I thought I just point at the door, so I was thinking, like...
I was thinking too. Here is my hotel room key. You can come by whenever you want.
All right, let's back up,
So I was thinking,
and
like...
you'll see prop work extravaganza. Look at the key on that key. No name of the hotel. No nothing. Just a big key on a key card. That's how we roll, baby. That tells you that it is a hotel room key. I don't know why I always found that funny, but I remember that. I remember finding that funny because it's just such a way to show the audience of what we're talking about. But I loved it. I thought it was great.
Reptile. Pet.
All right, so November to March. So
was many things.
I forgot we put November to March on here. So apparently Manny had him for 6 months. So that's believable that you wouldn't see him in his room prior to that, depending on the stretch and depending on the time frame that we shot Manny's room. But I had forgotten that we had printed up November to March on I said Silverstein, sorry, because that's the joke. Shel Turtlestein. That we had printed that up. Apparently we get a very long speech, as you can see in Manny's hands. I'm sure some of his lines were on there because this is kind of it's a slightly weird area. It's slightly weird. You can't, if you don't have a chance to talk to your actors, you can put the lines on there, but and it's rare, but it's possible the actor may get offended as if they're not professional enough to come in and know their lines that you would think to put their lines on there. So it's kind of a dicey little call. So like with our cast, it would be fine. But you know, if you're working with a De Niro or you know some older generation talent, especially the older generation, really took pride in coming in and hitting their job and doing it well. So I would say, if I hadn't had a chance to talk to him, I would say something like, I know you did your line. I know you know your lines, but we needed to put something on the page, and so we just put the dialogue itself on the page. I hope you don't mind. Something like that. Or I would ask. I'd be like, is it okay if we need to put something on the page in case we do insert it, so it's going to be the dialogue. A lot of it's in comedy. It's a little different because we don't do a lot of inserts. At least on this show, I should say, we didn't do a lot of inserts. But you do inserts in drama and other things, so you do want the actual lines that they're saying on there if they're reading it off the speech. Now, if they're speaking extemporaneously off the top of their head, that's still going to be written in the dialogue for the show, but that wouldn't be technically what would be on that page, probably. But I would still put that on there, unless I asked and they said, no, you don't have to, or anything like that. And then we would just make up a speech and have the speech on there, or come to the writers and ask the writers to make up a speech to give us so that we can write it and print it out.
I don't think I can do this without crying. Maybe we should just get to the cold cuts.
Oh, we want to hear it. Jay, why don't you
Okay.
read it? You were with him at the end.
Look at Sophia with, oh, that's amazing. I love it.
Shel Turtlestein was many things, but above all, he was my friend. When I didn't get a date with Fiona Gunderson, Shel was there. When I didn't get to play the part of Tevye, Shel was there. And when a raccoon broke into my room, unfortunately, Shel was there. I said a lot of things.
So good. We talked before about our sound guy, Preston, playing the part of young Jay when Javier first shows up, and there's a picture of Jay in the motorcycle. And there you can see young Jay in the motorcycle, and that's the picture we were talking about. That's Preston. And then beside that, I believe, is the baby Rico, and of course, Claire.
Picking it up.
Ooh, I like this.
I think that's the same bottle of wine that Claire just pulled. I'm pretty sure that was at least the same label. So we probably had a bunch of fake labels made, and we sold it as the family could have the same wine. They are all together enough. Or it could have been just an oversight by me, and I put the same. But I usually was on top of that with being like, wait a minute, we already used this wine, but maybe it was a Monday, Friday thing, and I dropped the ball. Or maybe it's not the same wine, but I'm pretty sure it is. That label looks very familiar, and I think that is the same wine that Claire had 2 scenes ago.
Sky.
I do too. I mean, yes, we'll have to cut back a little bit, but isn't it worth it if you feel like you're living your life for the first time?
Totally.
What were we even waiting for? You will go back to teaching music, and then I'll just find something in a few months. And until then, all we need to do is just sit back and watch this little miracle here dazzle us.
You tingly?
I am too. It's like my heart is full for the first time in forever. Oh my God, it's really pounding. It's like I feel the weight of endless possibilities just sitting on my chest. She is not doing anything. Cam,
You're not panicking, are you?
of course I am panicking.
No, don't panic. If you panic, I panic.
I just quit my job.
Oh my God,
Cam.
Mitchell, I am used to nice things. What are we gonna
I'm
do?
used to
Okay, no,
nice
just
things.
calm down. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do what I'm trained to do. I am going to lie, grovel, debase myself until I get what I want. I am a lawyer, damn it.
Mitchell. No.
Oh, no, you're right, the tie.
No. We'll find something better for you, something that works for all of us.
There's no plan B here, Cam. We have a mortgage, we have a child to support.
It's gonna be okay. We're gonna figure it out. I just want you to be happy, and you will be happy.
So she keeps the ball.
And
she
that is
does.
something worth toasting.
All right, so we either used
Let's
all.
just drink the cheap stuff because we may have to.
So we either used all one take, or, and I remember, trying to hand the ball to her every time, because sometimes she would get bored and drop it, as babies do. You know, they look at something and it's interesting. So we may have got this all in one take. In the early years, we tried to use the same take as much as we could for all of it. In the later years, that wasn't an option. But in those early years, you would see a lot of the same take because the energy's the same, the reading's the same back and forth, and so I think I always liked that about us, that we were using the one take as much as we could, whichever take it was that we liked, um, and we didn't have to cut in between. One, it's easier on everybody, and two, I think it makes it more seamless. But yeah, I remember putting the ball in her hand and her holding it quite well. So good on us.
To sell that bottle.
It's hard to sleep in a bed of lies, isn't it, Jay?
Kids get over these things pretty quick. He's probably sleeping like a baby right now.
I'm sure he's wide awake, full of guilt.
Well, I'm going to sleep.
You'll notice Jay wears his wedding ring to bed because he's old school. This was a discussion that I would have with my cast, which is nothing to normal outsiders, but it's things that you think about when you're doing the job. Gloria does not. Gloria takes her jewelry off at night, including her wedding ring. So when you see them in bed, you will see Jay always have his wedding ring on, and Gloria will always have her wedding ring off. The rest of Cam and Mitch both slept with theirs on. Claire, Phil both slept with theirs on as well. It was only Gloria that decided she takes her jewelry off. It was a character choice that she takes her jewelry off at night. And you'll see in later seasons as they're getting ready, you'll see her start to take her jewelry off. But yes, when they're in bed, she should never have her ring on, and Ed should always have his on.
Damn it!
Hello, Jay.
What are you doing up?
Waiting.
Waiting for what?
The truth. It wasn't a raccoon, was it?
Oh, all right, you got me. I killed Shell. All right, I'm sorry. It was an accident.
Why didn't you just tell me?
Because I didn't want you to be upset with me. You and I had got off to a rocky start. Lately, it's been pretty good. I was afraid I'd mess all that up if you knew that I was the one that killed your
So
pet.
here's
now
lighting.
you're the guy who...
Technically, the only light in that room is the light you see behind Manny's head, and it's shooting towards the door. But when we cut around to Ed, you'll see a lot of good light on Ed, and you have to assume it's coming off the side of that lamp. And that is the challenge of the director of photography, the DP, and the gaffer. How, with this only theoretically having one light in a room, do you keep very true to that and maybe have horrible shadows on Ed, or do you light him with a nice soft light over here and just say it's that lamp is lighting him fully? And so we chose that latter part. But that's the things you got to think about sometimes as the scene progresses with other departments. A lot of times, you can have overhead lamps and the house is lit or there's a light on. You don't have to worry about it. But in this specific case, it was one lamp that got turned on and nothing else in the room. So you got to decide if the light looks natural on Ed from that angle.
Killed my pet and made a stupid lie about it.
Well, I don't think it was stupid. I thought it was pretty clever. I was just trying to avoid past mistakes. Look, I know
I think it's good. I think there should have probably been a hard
maybe
line
over time.
on the
Maybe.
right edge of frame.
Get some rest.
Since we're confessing things, you know that scratch on your car?
The one that can't be buffed out, yeah?
You should probably know how it happened.
I know how it happened. Raccoon did it.
Good night, Jay.
Good night, kid.
And the light actually,
Best
as
thing
our
I
cut
ever
break.
did was quit a
Awesome.
miserable job and start my own business.
As you can see,
No, it's not going to be easy, but that's why Gloria and I want to give you a little something to help you through it.
No, Dad.
the
I
baby
want
monitor
to,
there. That's what we talked about
Okay,
before.
but, I mean, as soon as I'm back on my feet, I really want to. Oh, Dad. No, you tried to give me this 20 years ago when my pet snake died.
I did?
Yes. Zsa Zsa Gaboa. Oh, that's adorable.
You really didn't know that he was gay?
I must have, right?
good out. Solid little canned episode, you know, very contained. All three houses didn't go out very much. You know, not one of our best of the first season, but not one of our worst. Just a nice, quiet episode, to be truthful. All in all, not bad. Certainly not one of my favorites, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Down at the bottom, you'll see like and subscribe. If you like what we're doing here, maybe click that button. Maybe share us around. I appreciate your time. I think we had a good one. And until we see each other next time, see ya.